Everybody, this is Dr. Forth. And for me right now, it is between terms. So I thought I would take this opportunity to create a little guideline for those of you who may be getting ready to go back to school, or perhaps it's your first term. If you had any kind of trouble with classes, this is going to help you get started on the right foot. So the first thing that I want to mention is get started with your organization and work right away. I know the semester feels like it's so long. It's usually 15 to 16 weeks-ish. Quarter terms are 11 weeks, of which the last week is usually all testing. But I'm going to recommend, even in the semester system, that at least get organized and start with your studying from the very beginning because you don't want to be playing catch up. And so, one important key for that is the syllabus. Every class has a syllabus that has all kinds of technical details and policy procedure and course objectives and so forth. Probably the most important thing to look at right now is the schedule. And this shows you the due dates for all of your assignments and for tests. So I recommend that you get those dates into your phone or tablet with alerts so that you can make sure that you don't miss any of those. And it's also going to help your planning process for studying and doing your research papers. So look at the syllabus for each of your classes and make note of those dates. Most schools have a no-show policy. This is really a matter of financial aid because sometimes students register for classes and then they change their mind or forget about it and don't come to class. Well, the school's not allowed to keep that fee for that class. So they have a no-show submission process that happens at the beginning of the term where usually there's some kind of graded assignment or attendance procedure that you have to do at the very beginning of the term to show that, yes, you actually registered and intended to be in the class. So make sure that whatever they do for your class, make sure that you complete that assignment so you don't get unexpectedly withdrawn from your classes. That will be very inconvenient. You want to put your schedule together with the dates from the syllabus. And also, once you have your class schedule, you can put together your schedule for studying. And this is going to be really important because if you lay out your schedule, you'll know when your blocks of time are, and you can assign them to specific classes. This is a challenge for you if you want some ideas. I put together a free kind of time management quick start guide. I'm going to put a link in the description. You can sign up with your email, and I will send you that quick start time management guide that I have put together. So that is absolutely free. Look for the link in the description. Most of the classes are going to have some sort of learning management system. This is helpful for if the class is going to be online, but also it's where all of your materials are going to be located for the class. When I say learning management system, I'm talking about something like Canvas or Blackboard. Those are the two main ones. There used to be a whole variety of different ones, but for the most part, most schools are now using either Canvas or Blackboard. And there are some differences between them. One of the biggest differences I've noticed because I teach classes under both systems, the Canvas will allow you to go back in and pick up where you left off if you get kicked out of the system while you're testing. Blackboard, you have to submit an email to the professor and get them to reset it for you. So those are just a couple of differences. But make sure you go in and log into your class and get copies of the class material documents. In fact, you might want to grab those documents and put them on your own Google Drive or Dropbox folder so you have access to them at any time, even if Blackboard or Canvas goes down. You can also organize those materials in a way that makes sense for you. Very often with online testing, you're going to have to download the lockdown browser and perhaps a monitoring program like Respondus or Proctorio. Lockdown browser is specific to your school. So if you had lockdown browser for maybe high school, you're going to have to download the browser that goes to whatever specific school you're in right now. The way it locks down is that it will only go to the web page for your Blackboard or Canvas. And so it has to be the specific version for your school, and you can only have one version of Lockdown Browser installed on your device at a time. It is possible to access Lockdown Browser with like a tablet, but your faculty has to activate the settings in order for that to happen. So double check with them if you are going to be using your tablet for testing. The Respondus or Proctorio, these are software programs that monitor you while you're testing. So it can detect if your face is in the frame, if there's multiple faces in the frame, and it looks for any kind of suspicious activity and it flags it. It's going to record your test. So make sure that you are appropriately attired and that you're not engaging in any kind of inappropriate test taking behavior. The Respondus or Proctorio and Lockdown browser will have to be installed in order for you to use them. I recommend that you install them and test them out at the beginning of the term. You don't want to come to test day and frantically be trying to get that to work. So a lot of the faculty will put little sample tests for you to check that out. Make sure you take advantage of that. And one of the things that my students do that I notice is a problem, contacting me if there's technology problems. Unless your faculty has told you to do that, I really recommend that you go directly to help desk. And the reason is most times when there is a technology problem, a computer issue or software issue, that needs to be resolved by help desk. And if you contact your faculty, and by the time they go in and check their email, they then have to refer you to help desk anyway. Valuable time has passed, and I'm sure it's going to be stressful for you. So unless your faculty has explicitly told you to contact them, you're better off contacting help desk directly for any kind of technology problem. Most schools have all kinds of free workshops. Sometimes the workshops are about academic stuff like organizational skills and how to study and so forth. There's also very often workshops about relaxation techniques and meditation. Those are often provided by the counseling department. You can look on your school's website and find out what kind of free workshops are available. Definitely take advantage of these because this is covered by your student fees. So you've already paid for that. And they have some really good workshop possibilities. Academic support programs. Take a look at your academic support page and see what kinds of workshops and tutoring sessions. Sometimes there's supplemental instruction or whatever your school is calling it. If they have academic support materials for the classes that you are taking, I recommend that you at least check it out at the beginning of the term. If you find that the class is easy for you and you're just really getting the material, that's great. Then you don't need to continue with the academic support materials. However, you don't want to be in the position of crashing and burning catastrophically on your midterm and then having to spend the rest of the term stressfully trying to raise your grade. So take a look at academic support offerings and at least check out all of the sessions that are in classes for which you are registered. Make sure you're aware of the campus safety offerings. Sometimes they have little kiosks placed strategically around the campus where you call for help. If you are studying late at the library, you want to make sure that you choose a well-lighted path, and you might also be able to get a campus safety escort. So be aware of their offerings and take advantage of that. I have put together a class for people who are starting in school or people who have had challenges and just really want to succeed in their classes. I've called it Studenting with Flair, and it has all of the traditional study skills, note taking, and so forth. But I've also integrated interesting materials from research about brainwave studies using essential oils and setting up the environment to help you study more effectively, and meditation. So it integrates all of those. You go ahead and check out the link I'm going to put in the description, and it's got 4 different modules. I think it's going to be awesome and really help you. So best of luck and enjoy your upcoming term.